Hello and welcome back to another episode of Supercoach Insider. My name is Ben.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Swizz.
And thank you for joining us. This is the quarantine special. All about the quarantine. Basically, look, wherever you are, I think the whole East Coast is basically shut down. Locked down like a shotgun. And look, SC Insider 100. My jokes haven't gotten any better. I'm a little bit rusty, boys.
They're actually worse. I respect that. Actually, I don't respect it at all.
Yes, SC Insider 100, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Thank you to a couple of people that did tweet out saying, where are you? Last week, I think we all had a little bit going on. And not to mention, our teams are pretty well shit, especially if your name's Chris.
Cooked is one way to put it.
Absolutely cooked. So, Swizz, we'll start with the good news, mate. How are you tracking and what are you ranked over the last 2 weeks? What were your moves?
We're still tracking all right, apart from obviously the news about going to lockdown today. But so I scored 25.94 on the weekend, which made me drop 40 places. I was actually happy with my score, but then I saw my ranking. I was like, what the fuck just happened? So dropped down to 479. Won, I think, all my first weeks of finals, which was good. The big one, which unfortunately the fucking bad news just came through with the teams, but I brought in Isaac Smith 2 weeks ago, which was looking like a fantastic move because he's got 99 and 106. He's just so consistent. And then fucking Scott decided to drop the fucking prick or rest him, but he's still on the emergency list, so who the fuck knows. So Smith was my F6. And that's pretty well the last move I've made. So I'm out of trades. Luckily, I've got some rookie bench cover in all lines. But so that's where I'm at the moment.
I was wondering why you're getting so upset about Isaac Smith being managed. I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, it's just a draft selection. Who would
man.
care
I was
about
like,
that?
cool, just get someone else in draft that's averaging you 85. Like, whoop, you fucking do.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the only pick that has him and that, but they play really well. So I think he was actually a really good option. I talked about him a few weeks ago, and I thought, well, I've got to do what I say, and I brought him in, and for 2 weeks he's been great. But unfortunately, did not see that coming.
Speaking of not seeing it coming, Taranto and Chris, how are you traveling, Chris?
Oh, mate. I have Taranto in like both of my main draft leagues. And obviously my standard team. So like, it doesn't just hit you once when you got Taranto. It hits you every which way, but west. So fuck me, man. Honestly, watching him the last 2 weeks, it's classic Cameron, by the way, playing him completely out of position. He played the entire year as a centre bounce midfielder, and now he's a winger.
Hello,
okay.
Welcome to Josh Kelly at the start of the year. Enjoy that fucking pain.
Yeah, but at least Kelly's got good skills. Like, if Taranto's not tackling, he's not scoring. I can tell you that much. There's something for nothing.
And Chris, that's because the belief is that he's actually carrying a shoulder injury. But they're just trying to get him through because obviously the Giants need to win to make finals. So that's why they're keeping him up there. But
well, I saw Tom Green dropped this week, so maybe he gets some centre bounce time. Who knows? Who knows what goes through that head of Cameron?
And they were playing Brett Daniels through there the last week and that. So there's something clearly wrong with him.
Can we all say that? We say it year and year again, boys. Next year, I am not picking a single fucking GWS player unless he's a rookie.
It's not happening.
Bruce, maybe Bruce. Bruce is as far as I'll go. He'll probably be 200-something thousand. That's it.
Nah, not happening because I've got to have Sean Darcy, and I'm not going without at least one of Gorn or Grundy, and it's probably going to be Grundy. So Darcy Grundy combo next year. Let's go.
No, I'm going straight up. I'm going Grundy. I'm going Bruce. I'm probably starting Marshall and English just because I know I'm going to need them.
I like it a lot. Well, let's go through my fucking horror last 2 weeks. I've actually dropped, guys, just as a preface to everyone that playing at home. You're like, oh, how about it can't be that bad. No, I've dropped 1,400 places in 2 weeks. That's how bad it is. So I think I'm fucking being all smart. I bring in a fucking unique in the defense line in Christian Salem, only him to drop. What's he dropped the last 2 weeks? Like 60 and 40? He had a 40 last week, which is...
To be fair to him, the ball did not go down their defence.
No, go fuck himself. That's exactly what you should have said. Thank you. You know what saves his week though? The fact that Houston actually scored more than him and he only got 51. So that was really good. Ridley just scored more than him and he got 52. I mean, it was a great week in my defensive line. Taranto 57. I had obviously Lockie Neal for 70.
Hey Chris, Chris, what about those? Remember how Caleb Daniel was such a shit pick at like 380,000? Don't pick him up.
And he's fucking killed it. He got 130 back-to-back weeks, and of course
more than Houston and Salem.
Mr. fucking consistent over here, Tom Stewart, still fucking going 120 every week, barely doing anything. Doesn't lift a hip finger for fucking 120. That guy. And then my forward line's just cooked because I brought in Shea Bolton for Dusty, thinking, it's actually literally the only pick I could have get. I would have loved to have any cash to go to DeGoey, but that's fucked me. So I could only go down because I had literally $0. And Toby Green hasn't done fucking jack shit since the week I got him in. He got 120 that week and then has not literally. I think his high score since has been like 80. He's been fucking shocking.
Stop it! It hurts. It hurts too much.
To compliment with that, for the last 2 weeks, I've also made bad captain decisions. Oh, well, actually, I lie. Last 3 weeks. Last week wasn't too bad because I VC'd Walsh and I took his 141. But the week before that, I accidentally left this captain on Grundy on a Friday night game because I had it set up so I was going to take Walsh VC. I was going to do Walsh VC into Grundy captain. Or something like that. And how it was set up was that initially when the games were changed, Collingwood was supposed to be playing on the Saturday night or the Sunday or something, and then it reverted back to the Friday night. And I forgot to change it. So I'm thinking here, VC, it's all good. Like, I got a captain to go. No, I actually auto-captain fucking Grundy.
I think they were meant to be Friday night, and then they were talking about changing it, and then they went back to it being Friday night. Yeah,
exactly. Because, Collingwood on a Friday night game, that's a real good fucking thing this year, isn't it?
I'll speak about Collingwood. Oh, yeah, let's send them to Tasmania. Oh, no, hang on. Tassie's now got COVID, so they're playing at the MCG.
Are they actually playing this week?
Yeah.
Because I heard that the game was called off.
When was that?
Like midday today.
Well, maybe you found that out. No, I heard they're playing at the MCG now.
Yeah, apparently playing at the MCG.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that in the 5 minutes that Chris wasn't getting online? Was that where that was?
On the line? Yeah, I checked at lunchtime today and I was like, oh, well, more trades. Give me the more trades. And of course, Neil's out this week, which means I have to loophole Durham and Bianco. I can't wait for that 40 to be on my fucking field this week. So I've had a rough couple of weeks, guys, but I've got 25K in the bank if they'll release some trades. Let's fucking go.
Chris, you want the good news? Bianco's been named on the extended bench.
Or who's on the extended bench?
Bianco.
Oh, Bianco, yeah, I know, yeah. But I've got Durham there, so that's not too bad. Oh, fuck, and of course, like the last 2 weeks also, obviously Clary just goes fucking bang. Fucking Zach Merritt, who's fucking done nothing all fucking season, just decides to pull out a couple of fucking huge scores. Parrish gets tagged last week and drops a fucking 49. Are you fucking kidding me? What? Oh, man. Yeah, it's supposed to be fucking my fucking Clary alternative, and I fucking get a 49 out of him. Fucking hell. Clary laces his fucking boots up and he's on 49. Fuck's sakes. Like, fuck. So, yes. All right? Are we done? Fucking hell. Oh, Jaden fucking Short. He's supposed to be he's getting like fucking 28 disposals a game and he's dropping fucking 90s. What the fuck are you doing, Richmond? Fuck. Killing me over here. Killing me.
Wow. This is like a rant. This is almost like an end of season pod where Chris is like throwing shit up in the air.
2 weeks, 1,400 places. Like, how is that a thing? I just don't get it. And it's not like it hasn't been injuries. They've just been fucking shit. My team's just played like fucking shit. Like, fuck. You wonder why I haven't watched any game the last 2 weeks. I can't bring myself to do it. Like, if I watch a Port Adelaide game and just watch Houston just not get the ball, I'm just actually just straight up just like, I don't even know what I'd do. There would be a lot of bad things. And things that I can't reveal on the podcast.
What hurts me is that you were probably scoring better in the first 6 to 8 rounds of the year.
Yeah, I was.
And then now you got full primo and everything.
I've pretty much, yeah, exactly. I've pretty much been in the top 1,000 for like, 12 weeks? Like, it's been a long time in the top 1,000. It was, yeah, so, but I think I got bucklers of that. Like, literally the only way that I can get top 1,000 if somehow Taranto and Kelly turn their form around. Houston has a fucking decent score in him. Green kicks a fucking bag and Bolton comes back to the fray. Like I've got like 5 premiums that are scoring like well under their average, and they could all go fuck themselves.
So yeah, I feel you there. And my biggest pet hate, and I put up a little tweet, and I actually missed one before. Meanwhile, I know we're getting a lot of shit about the whole Josh Kelly thing, but I got Tom Mitchell, which seemed like a really bad decision at the time. And
he's gone on a heater.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's actually improved and he's gone up in average, and Josh Kelly's kind of stalled a little bit. 2 weeks ago,
Josh Kelly last 2 weeks. Obviously, he's got that injury, right?
Yep.
So obviously that hurts me as well. But fuck me. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I just keep interrupting with more ranting. This is why I didn't want a podcast tonight, Ben.
I know. We dragged you on because I was like, oh, Chris is not going to be happy to talk. So I don't know how I'm still doing all right because I had a bit of a rant. Number one, I brought in Langford as that point of difference when Chris told me, hey, you should bring in Toby Green or you should bring in Hall. And he said, dude, Hall's where it's at. And I was like, yeah, but McDonald coming back in, and I didn't get Hall. And I think, was it like 70% of the top 5,000, or he's so highly owned in the top 5,000, and it's hurting me every single week. And then Langford was out, hurting me even more because I know I'm taking a rookie while Hall just keeps pumping out 120s. And now Langford's injured again for the rest of the year. And I even cursed myself. Fantasy gods. I was just like, hey, all I want is for my players to get through this round unscathed. End of the round, I was like, Yahoo, tagged him saying, oh, bless you, thanks for listening to my my prayers. And then all of a sudden it turns out Langford's out. I was like, motherfucker. So he's done for the year. Now, my only saving grace is that every time I've had an injury so far, I've had coverage, and it's not great. It's better than a donut. I'm getting 40s, 50s, 70s. I've got some bench cover, and even this week, CCJ, thank you, CCJ, for coming back into the fold. Langford's out, so I just have 3 rounds, mate, just chip away. And I've got the same issues with you, though, Chris. Houston stinking up an absolute fucking storm. That's probably my second regret, being 2,000 short of going to Mills. So then I was like, oh, Houston, before he got injured, he was averaging close to 110. What a great value pick. Fucking idiot. And that's just,
it was
even
the
with
week
Mills.
after that, in that game, that they realised, oh, yeah, he's got an AC injury, and we knew about it, but we just didn't tell anyone.
And Mills would have, even by missing 2 weeks, Mills would still be out-averaging him, which is absolutely stupid. So that one hurts me as well. So those 2 decisions here are pretty much, and the Hall one in particular, Hall, going Langford over Hall is probably the reason I'm not going to finish well this year. And that's as simple as it is. Langford's now out. I'm taking a rookie. Hall keeps banging out 120s or 100 at least. And that's the difference between, I'm ranked 683 at the moment. I was 450th, I think. So I slid 230 places this week. I don't know how I'm holding on. And I'm now closer to that top 1,000 part where I think everyone's starting to get a little bit closer together, and I could see myself sliding out easily. And if I had have kept Hall, I reckon I would have actually been closer towards the top few hundred and stayed there for the year. So it's a little bit upsetting, boys. Hawkins, I brought Hawkins into my team the other week, and he did well 1 week and shit the next. All my forwards did shit last week. So, yeah, that's where it's at.
Yep.
683, holding on.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is also just in my team. Well, it's not even a problem, but it is a problem. No, I am. Yeah, it is a problem. Yeah, Sam Walsh is averaging more than Darcy Parish now. That's insane, right? Like,
well, you know who he's averaging more than, Chris?
Who? What? When? Walsh? He definitely is. We should probably do a bet update because I think
I've already had a look, and I'm losing all 3 now, Chris.
Is Guthrie absolutely still smashing McCluggage, or?
Yeah, McCluggage has done a bit shit. He's up and down. Guthrie went massive last week, by the way, for those PODs that just smashed in. The community league had some real issues on, obviously, because we don't really care too much. I blame Chris for half of it because I chose players that he likes, and the other one I just burnt through trades, so I'm literally stuck with CCJ as my F6. And I scored 24, so they scored 24.50. We lost.
That's 200 points more than me, mate. What are you fucking complaining about?
We lost. The community league lost all 10 of our games, which I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
yeah.
And the thing is, at least we were top 4 for 5 of those leagues. So for everyone else, we're coming for you. We got the second chance, but we've knocked out 5 leagues straight up. So there you go.
Yeah. It is what it is, mate. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Good for draft leagues, though, boys. Robbie Gray, I've already picked him up in 2 draft leagues for this week. So anyone hitting those SC finals, just get in there. And also, quick little shout out. Who says, men can't multitask sometimes? Man, I got the baby monitor right here. I'm just doubling down.
I like it. I respect that.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. That's my rampage, really, boys. That's one of those ones where I'm kind of like looking forward to getting the spreadsheet out over Christmas and filling myself with high hopes. Hopes that don't...
High hopes?
Meanwhile, how good is it Tex Walker dropped? We should probably...
By the way, so is Waitman. Waitman's dropped this week as well, which is annoying. Murphy as well is dropped. I think he was the sub last week. He's not in the team. So slim pickings on the bench, boys, is where it's at.
I think Bramble's still hanging around, which is good for me. CCJ comes back in. I think Brockman will actually be in the best 22 because I think they're losing Bruce. So it's
they are, yeah.
So I think he sort of has to stay as that sort of small pressure forward. So I think he's pretty good there. It is real slim pickings at the moment. So
you know what's really annoying is friggin' rookies getting games near the end of the season and just stuffing up following season. And I saw 13% of people have traded here, or 13% of the trades this week have been for James Peatling after his 97 against Port. Yep. This defender midfielder from them. I'm going to gather he was a mid-season guy without looking it up, but just so frustrating again. Like today, I think Richmond announced Morris Rioli Jr. Yeah, there's a few clubs announcing all these games, and they're going to get 1 or 2 games, pushes their price up to 170 to 250, and just makes them irrelevant for the following season.
Well,
this is true.
Unless your name's Paddy Dow and you're always relevant.
You're always rolling that 200K mark.
Yeah, 200K. He's good for it each year, boys.
Speaking of, so I think should we knock out the VC and C this week?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Because there's really if anyone's got trades, good for you, but I don't really think there's anyone worth trading in, really, is there?
Chris doesn't care. If you have trades, go fuck yourself.
I think if people do, it might be one trade or whatever, and that. And I've seen some talk with those who still have Taranto moving him on. But I think the biggest issue has been for people is Lockie Neal, if they have him, and that for a 1 week cover. So obviously, if Lockie Neal is out for you right now and you have trades, you got to trade him. He's still 513K. He's still decent price. Depending on who you're covering him with, which is probably likely going to be a rookie who's going to score you maybe 50. I mean, if you can have a look at a score, that does help. But you got to remember, there's only 3 weeks left. So there's this week and then 2 more weeks. So whatever score you miss, if you're holding Lockie Neal, that person that you're bringing in has to equal it out for total points. You've got to be able to make those up over those next 2 weeks with Lockie Neal. Yeah, if he's even back next week.
If you have the trades, then he'll only be out for a week for illness, but he hasn't been that great. That's the only issue. Speaking
what's
of
illness? Because I don't get it. Isn't there a game on Sunday?
So we've got 2,600 people have traded in Peatling, nearly 1,000 for Marshall, 800 is traded in Sidey, and 500 is traded in Guthrie. So there seems to be a few trades floating around there. It's interesting. Peatling has got so much love and that. Like you would think you'd be trying to go maybe a premium for a premium if you had the trade.
I know some people that are going Neil to like an Oliver, something they don't have. Now, the reason I would, if I was going for overall, you might just want to risk it for the biscuit with 2 rounds to go. For those in leagues, like so playing standard leagues, if you have to buy this week, you just hold. Like it's one of those things where I think you just hold and you take, if you have a Bramble, you hope he knocks out a good score like he has previously. Problem is they don't play late in the week, so you're not really going to get much of a chance to do the double down on that one. And otherwise, yes, I think if you have to buy this week, you do it. If you're in a life and death in the standard leagues as well, I think you might just see how you start tracking. If you're smashing your opponent, you might want to risk it and hold. Otherwise, I think just trade him out and get that win. No point having trades on the bench when you're out.
I agree. So definitely trade on the cards in my opinion. But like, here's the thing, like, so it's illness, right? That's what he's out for.
Yeah, yep.
But they play fucking Sunday, so how are they making a call on illness on a Thursday night? What is he ill with?
COVID.
No, No, mate.
Well,
they only get that
it's a
in
legitimate
schools
question.
up here.
Like, how are you making a call on a Thursday night for a Sunday night game?
Oh, maybe he has gastro, or maybe he's got an ingrown toe. I don't
Okay,
know.
gastro. That's a 24-hour thing. Let's go. I don't get it. I think it's more to it. I
Well,
think that
Chris,
he's been shit for a while.
Chris. Now, can I remind you? Maybe he had like 2 bags of the double D sugar-free lollies, my friend. Because that was not a 24-hour thing, if I am not mistaken.
That shit comes up and it gets you. I tell you that. I can tell you that's something for nothing.
Side note, Chris had these sugar-free lollies. He was going like keto, no sugar. And he goes, oh, what a great idea. So he has like 2 bags. They're called like double D sugar-free lollies or whatever they are. He has 2 bags of them. Now, if you Google, it's like the biggest laxative you could ever have. So these that have something in them, like gelatin.
There's
or
not much in them though. There's like a small bag. I'm like,
it's the gelatin or whatever it is. You're not meant to have the whole thing.
Is it supposed to feed ants? Like, I don't get it.
So so look at the reviews. And it's just hilarious. So Chris had 2 bags of it. It didn't go to work for like 2 days, and then the next weekend he decides to have like, I feel better, and then I'll have another bag of these lollies, and the same thing happens to him. Oh. Imagine
that was a true story. I had to have days off work for that.
You had to take
twice
days
in
off
2 weeks, yeah.
Shout out. Let us know if you've had some of these lollies. I had some. Katrina and I, we shared half a bag each, and dude, I was like, oh, my stomach pains like an hour or so later were fucked up. So bad.
Yeah, it messes. I don't know how they can still sell them.
I don't know. I think they say you have moderately, but the reviews. I'll have to have a look at the reviews. Anyway,
it's a great way to lose a few pounds before a show.
Let's talk about these captain choices now. For me, boys, I think it's as simple as going VC Walsh into McRae. I think McRae's so trustworthy. You'd be stupid to not get on him. And for me, it's Walsh VC against the Suns because I think the Suns are just absolutely getting flogged at this point.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same bandwagon. I mean, obviously there's also Jack Steele who's just cleaning everyone up, but you'd hazard a guess that Sydney might send Hewitt to him because I think they're a little bit smarter than most teams. Just let him go, but that may not matter for him. He's tackling like an absolute man possessed right now. So if someone goes to him, he just tackles the crap out of them and scores 150 anyway. So I don't hate it. And so there's a case to be argued that it might be worth VCing Steele and then going into McRae instead of going for Walsh. But I think the way Walsh is playing as well, I mean, you can't really go wrong there. So there's just really 2 options, in my opinion, for the VC.
Sorry, I'm just going to, hang on, Chris, I'm going to get rid of your face for a second here.
Why? There's nothing wrong with my face.
Hang on. If I can, where can I? There we go. So double D Aussie gummy bears, right? So here's the reviews. I got them up on the screen. Literally the first one, anonymous Victoria, destroyed my butt. These lollies are lethal. lollies from hell. Poison after eating 5 of these gummy bears. Had stomach pains, gas, and diarrhea.
I'm serious. I don't understand how they're still on the shelves. Like kids can grab them off the fucking shelf.
They are poison. Do not consume. Absolutely horrifying. Do not buy. This product should be banned. So many. Do not eat this. Do not give it to your kids.
Woolworths sugar aisle. Like it's very easy accessible. And you're like, oh, sugar-free lollies. I'll give them a go. And legit, they actually taste pretty good too.
Stay far away. Major laxative effect. Oh, dude. I ate a whole packet. My ring is burning. Oh man,
I love how this podcast took a turn for the worst. Just like my bowel movements that night.
That's a good story, though. Come on, that's a good story.
It is. It is a good story.
This time of year, that's all we've got.
What do you think about the VCC options this week, Swizz?
Yeah, I've currently got Walsh and McRae. It just seems the smart move. Couple left fields, I guess. If you have one of those North mids against Richmond, the way we're playing, or if you had Ollie Wines get in the showdown, I think he's going to just absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think most people should have Walsh. So stick it on it because the Suns are fucking putrid at the moment.
That's true. Oh, you know what else I hate about my fucking team, guys? Trading out Brayshaw and keeping Toronto.
Yes.
I don't even want to know what point difference that would be from like round 16 onwards, but I'm guessing it would be in the like huge hundreds. I'm thinking like 300-400
I've got
points.
2 guys here that aren't premiums. Well, you were right about one of those guys, Chris. Actually, no, here we go. Oh, we've got to segue.
That has royally fucked me. Thank you, Taranto, for fucking me over. Sorry.
Oh, so good. Yeah, I can't believe Brayshaw. Dude, you would have at least got another 150 points for your weekly
Just
score.
last week, bro. Just last week it was 150 points. Not let alone the weeks before that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking hell. Huge.
Any other pressing agenda, boys? At the moment, we're just having a bit of a shit talk. Oh, Chris is off. Hey, Chris. Oh my gosh, do you realize that you need to change your profile picture on Skype, my man?
What is it?
You just logged out and logged back in.
Did I?
Yeah, it's what? Voldemort. She who shall not be named.
Oh, yeah, unlucky for her.
Yes. Yeah, so look, I don't even know who's playing this weekend. Hey, it's been a bit of a blur at the moment. Meanwhile, I actually think we should probably even look at Supercoach should look at doing what Grimo suggested, and you can't use all your trades up until like round 16 or something or other. I think it was a pretty good suggestion.
I think that there is some merit in that, because that's the one thing some people are at the moment, because once you're knocked out of leagues and you've got no trades left, like, why are you logging in? And then that's for Supercoach. Obviously, they're sponsored by KFC and that's advertisement. So it makes sense for them to have us logging into the app and on the website and shit like that. So there's got to be some sort of incentive. Remember a few years ago they had a separate game called Supercoach Finals? Well, whatever happened to that?
Not too sure. I used to like the other one where, was it how you had to guess the highest scorer from each round?
Yeah, something like that as well.
That was
like,
cool.
Oh, your top 9 or whatever, or perfect 9?
Something like that. Yeah, it's just, it's surprising they haven't gone with these sort of things. And I know there's a big push in the community about the whole AFLW, and can we get Buddy Supercoach for that? Like, they might not have a huge representation, but there's enough people that would be interested in stuff like that would get them logging in. It just kind of just makes sense, and that for especially when you're trying to get people to sponsor your product.
Guaranteed next year, man, limited trade formats out the door, and they go, oh, fuck it, we're just going to copy fucking AFL Fantasy and just do 2 trades every week.
Like that happening. Grimo and I are very big in our draft stars, so that keeps us kind of entertained of that. And you see the amount of people that get in some of these games. Like, there's free ones, but like the ones like 50 cents and $2 and whatever, yeah, you can have friggin' buddy 5 to 10,000 people logging in playing these games now, and it's just so big. So why wouldn't you be trying to do things to get the chunk of the pie of the fucking fantasy community?
Jeez, imagine all the people regretting trades if you had 2 every week. Sideways, 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 sideways. You know what I mean? Like, some people.
There's still a science to it. It's not like you can just be like, oh, I'm just going to sideways trade every week. It doesn't work like that, but still.
Yeah, it's still, there's challenges to the whole thing as well. It just, I think, keeps people more involved, because they're like, oh, I've still got trades, and trading's the most fun part of it. But the cream of the crop will still rise, because they'll be still looking at their rookies and not trying to sideways premiums and stuff like that, like people have in AFL fantasy.
Yeah, and then, mate, if we could do that, Bolton would be straight the fuck out of my side.
Mate, I got about 5. Just give me fucking 6 trades and I'll have a good fucking rest of the year. You know what's fucking even worse? Like, let's say I had trades. Houston's worth 364 grand. I may as well just fucking put him to a rookie at this point.
Yeah, you may as well bring in fucking...
Score you more.
Bolton's sub 400. Toby Green's 419. Taranto's 424. Fucking hell, man. My team's cool.
Thanks for the Degoe heads up too, by the way. That's actually sad.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Fuck you.
Oh, wowie. Look, boys, I think that kind of wraps us up, to be honest. Look, I hope you've had fun.
How good's the Olympics been, lads?
Yeah, Swizz, how the ladies going?
The ladies lost 4-3, and there was some controversy at the end. It's a shame we were doing our sort of pre-pod chat, and the Matilda scored, and I was going nuts, and it's just a shame we weren't recording then, because I probably would have blown out a few eardrums, unfortunately.
You're right. Everyone that's in the COVID lockdown, so we don't know what's happening up in here. Obviously, Queensland Chris is at his, and I'm at mine in the lovely studio. And look, we have no idea what's going to eventuate past this Sunday. Personal take, with everything going on in Victoria and them going back into a 7-dayer, I think it'd be premature if Queensland opened everything up after 8 days, but That's just me. I can't see it. And the thing is that there's a lot of transmission with schools and stuff at the moment. So it's like how they meant to send all these kids go back to schools or sporting competitions. It's like, well, they get together with 10 other schools and then they just spread it to 10 more schools. It's a little bit interesting, I think, up here. But whatever it is, at the end of the day, spend some time, do some physical activity because it's good to get outside in a mask or do something.
That's all I've said. If they could just open gyms up, my life wouldn't change at all. All I do is sit at home and watch fucking football.
Chris is now forced to reflect.
That's literally what I do.
Chris is now forced to reflect on his life and his Supercoach trades.
Yeah, I've got so much time to reflect on Tim Taranto fucking my life up.
Did you get your PS5 back though? Is that...
Yeah, no, I've been playing it a little bit, but no, I don't have it back. No, I still lent it to the kids. But I mean, there's nothing to play right now anyway. Really, for the next 6 weeks, we're in dead zone. I'm actually just considering buying an Xbox because I really want to play Halo Infinite. So maybe I'll just do that.
Why not? Why not do it?
Yeah, why not? It's COVID. I deserve to be happy. And Halo Infinite will make me happy.
When you get it, you can tell everyone your little name and people can get out there and talk some trash talk. We should actually stream some games in the off season, I reckon. I'll have to start hopping back on the Call of Duty.
Yes. Cross-play it up. Let's go.
Why not? Why not? Swizz, do you do any games,
I'm
Swizz?
I'm more of a FIFA guy, and that I am waiting for. There's a couple games I'm waiting for. Friggin' Far Cry 6 keeps getting delayed, so I'm a big fan of that, and then anything sport related. So I don't play as much like your CODs and things, but
I did hear on the wind though, Swizz, that it's a far cry away.
Good one. I see what you did there. Yeah, well, I actually refuse to play FIFA now because Ultimate Team just saps my money every single season, and I'm done with it. So I won't play that, but I will play 2K. So I don't know if you play NBA 2K, but I'll play that with you, Swizz.
Yeah, we can get on for one of them on that and do a bit of a stream of that.
We'll have to and get people to
you can see me just throwing up bricks constantly. Let's go.
Yeah, if there's any listeners out there that like to indulge in other things like playing games and shit like that, let us know. Give us a shout out.
Let us know what's keeping you sane over the lockdown. And for me, boys, I'm on the no alcohols. I flashed it up there before. I am going for the dry August. I'm going with. So I think I was drinking a little too much. I had a little too much beer. My fridge is still full of beer, which is like the ultimate temptation. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't even say.
And that. You're in lockdown.
Yeah. But, I've got a home gym sort of thing set up and I'm working from home. So trying to stay off the booze and drop some kgs. I'm trying to follow Chris's example here, I think.
I'm definitely still dieting, but it's just the physical exercise because I just don't like running at all. Running is like just running anywhere is like a no for me. If I'm going to do cardio, I'll do like a circuit or something, but
Chris doesn't run unless one of his 4 kids falls over. Hey, Chris.
Nah, I don't have that sort of responsibility.
Even then, Swizz, how's work for you, man?
Mate, it'll be interesting come tomorrow and that with people back in lockdown. It picked up this week. We're taking a lot of tradies and stuff into the city. For those who don't know, that I drive trains and that. So
what's Swizz picking up for?
Yeah. So I expect it to be a bit quiet. Unfortunately, the frustrating thing about this friggin' lockdown this weekend is we've already qualified for our cricket finals, which was last round this week. So that gets delayed. So we're just hopeful that we get the season back running because, we're a big chance for a flag here. So, so bring on those celebrations if we get up in that.
Well, fingers crossed. And look, all you can do is deal with what's in front of you. So try and stay positive. Whether that's watching football, whether that's listening to, for me, it's listening to Chris. Finally catching up with you two boys as well. It's been a little while. And listening to Chris just rampage about his team tanking. Fuck, that's the best highlight of my week. Sorry, Chris.
I literally was only brought on just to rampage, wasn't I?
It's good though. And Swizz has his rampages as well. And mine will come when I'll slip 1,400 places.
It was 1,400 in 2 weeks. Fuck, seriously, how am I supposed to get that back?
You can't.
Oh, man.
You can't. And then you slide another 1,400 over the next 2 weeks again.
Fuck, Taranto needs to go like a world record pace here and get 240 points next week and this week.
He's not Brayshaw.
No, he's not. He's definitely not.
Look, I think that wraps us up, boys. Thank you for joining us. And look, it's been a little bit of a lighthearted shit show. And hopefully it's just giving you a little bit of entertainment. Throw it out there. Nothing too serious. And look, whether you're in finals or whether you're just got no trades and seeing how your team sort of slides over the line, like Chris and myself, I bid you adieu.
Catch you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.